Have you ever wondered how a board game could display the process of distilling alcohol semi-realistically while still being a fun game? Then this game might interest you. Stick around for my Kickstarter preview of Distilled. Hey everyone, this is Herethagos back with another Kickstarter preview, and today I will be showing you Distilled. Distilled is a highly thematic strategy card game about crafting spirits in a distillery with resource management and push your luck elements. In the game you have inherited a distillery and are hoping to someday achieve the title of Master Distiller through purchasing goods, building up your distillery, and creating the world's most renowned spirits. Use cards to purchase new ingredients and invest in upgrades to your distillery, all while eventually distilling the spirit and sending it to the warehouse. Once in the warehouse, age your spirit to enhance its flavor and bottle it to sell it for major profits. Achieve the title of Master Distiller by having the most victory points at the end of the game. Points are obtained by distilling and selling spirits. So this is pretty much the introduction to Distillery, and I will show you briefly how to play it and give you my first impression of it. Because I'm here by myself, I need to go to solo game, and then I need to pick green for the solo game as far as I know. There we go. So this is pretty cool. The mod already sets everything up here. First, before we start, let me just give you a little layout of the board. So, first of all, we have the distillery board down here. This is the player board where you can see everything that's important for you. You see your barrels, bottles, you have your pantry where all the ingredients come in, you have your warehouse, the distillery itself. Here you can put upgrades, and up here you have specific upgrades you get when you sell something within these 7 rounds you're playing. And also here on the right, you see all the different alcohols that you can make. So at the beginning, I can only make moonshine and vodka. And also just a little phase breakdown and icon glossary. And all your money that you have. So you have the round track here and the spirit points. The spirit points are pretty much victory points. Also you have the turn order here. Here you get recipe cubes and also your alcohol cards. And this here is the market. In the market you can buy ingredients every round. And this is pretty much all you need for a multiplayer game. In a single player game you also have this here. This is where you put specific barrel cards or goal cards for a solo game. So in a solo game you need to reach a specific amount of points and also complete at least 5 goals. This is a pretty cool addition. That's pretty much what you see. When you start playing a game, first of all, you see that you have 2 whiskey identities here. These are from different countries. For example, I would have Jacqueline Booker or Joania Peri de Sousa from Brazil, and she is from Americas. And then you see down at the bottom, at the start, you may take 1 basic water or I think that's grain. And here you get 1 coin more for non-aged spirits, which are the spirits you do make in the very beginning. So I will just take her to show you how this works, and I will put her right there. And you see I already get everything that I'm supposed to get. So this I will just put out of the game. So as you can see here, if you turn it around, you see starting resources, 2 money, 1 I think that's grain, and 0 water. That's pretty much what I get, and the simulator already gave all of that to me. Not grain, yeast. And also you see there's a signature recipe for that distiller and also a signature ingredient, which I can put into my pantry later on. That's one of the upgrades up here. So, and now let's see how a round goes. So a round goes like this. First of all, we do have the market phase. In the market phase, players can do specific things. They can first of all buy recipe cubes up here. So recipe cubes let you make more different kinds of alcohol. So you see bronze, silver and gold. The bronze costs 2, the silver 4 and the gold $6. And when you pay these and put them down on your board, then you can also make these alcohols. But be careful because each alcohol has specific prerequisites, what they need to be made, as you can see here. So they need different kinds of barrels, they are aged on versus non-aged, they need different grains or wheats or sugars or whatever. So that's pretty interesting. So you can buy these recipe cubes. You also can buy 2 ingredients from the basic market down here. You can see that these, like yeast, water, mixed grains, these are free. And these are pretty cheap too. Mixed plants, mixed fruits, clay barrel, wood barrel, and you can also buy as many ingredients from up here. So we have items. These are just items you can use. Usually they are one-time use, like for example specific bottles that give you more spirit points, or you have like ingredients that sometimes also give you money, indicated in the top left corner, or have some other specific skills or powers. And you also have upgrades for your distillery at the top. So glassworks, dog ventilator, malting floor, master blender. These are all upgrades for your distillery. You can have 3 of those. And so this is the market phase. You would buy something. So for example, if I wanted to make vodka, then I would buy maybe 1 water and have maybe 1 mixed grain, just to show you how it works. So I would put all of that in my pantry, just like the yeast I have here, like that. And that would be my market phase, because I won't buy anything else. After that, we have the distill phase. Distill phase means you put everything you want to put in your alcohol here in the left. You see, I put the yeast right there. The water will go at the very bottom here. When purchased, you may draw the top card of any market deck, choose to purchase it or return it to bottom of the deck. That's something I could have done. I could do that, why not? So I would look at the top ingredient card, and I'm not going to purchase it because I don't have the money for that. And like this, what we do now is pretty interesting. So we take everything that we put there together. For each water, I add 1 alcohol, and then we take these cards and give them a good shuffle, which is pretty interesting. Now we simulate the distilling process. So we need to remove the head and the tail. So we take the top card, and then we turn everything around and take here the top card too. And these are put back in the pantry for later distilling processes. And this is pretty much what you do in the world of alcohol too. This is really interesting because this pictures the removal of the head and the tail in the real distilling process. The tail is the last portion of alcohol that is produced from most stills. This portion contains the heavier alcohols, a much higher percentage of water and other unwanted byproducts, which are more water soluble. And the head is the first part of the collected alcohol, which can be used in blending. So these contain more alcohol, soluble compounds, and often have like fruity character. And any heads not used in blending can be added to future runs to improve yield. And this is why the head and the tail are added to your player board for later distillings. And that is pretty cool. I liked it a lot. Now let's see, we have the mixed grains and we have the alcohol, and we also will take a barrel and a bottle. So we will put some vodka in a barrel, some in a bottle. We will now make vodka. For vodka we need one of the 3 sugars, which we have with the mixed grains, so we can actually make the vodka. So we take the vodka label here. We look at the bottom if we get any spirit points, and we look at the top left if we get any money. So let's look at the money first. We get 1 money there, 2 and 3. And the vodka gives us another 1, as you can see at the very right. So we get 4 money. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And victory points, spirit points, we don't get any here, but we do get 2 spirit points for making vodka. So we take our marker here and put it there on the number 2 for the spirit points. That's pretty much it. The barrel and the starting bottle, they go back into our warehouse here, and everything else is discarded. In a regular game, you would take the cards and put them back here. In the simulator, you can just put them in the bottle, so they are sorted automatically. And now we can also upgrade something. So we take the vodka label, and now you see that we have specific upgrades here, and we can cover one of these upgrades and take it immediately. So we could get a distillery upgrade or 3 spirit points. You can get a free item or 2 spirit points, a free recipe or 2 spirit points, a free ingredients or 2 spirit points. We could trade 1 card from our pantry for 1 card from the truck, which is pretty good too. We could move a signature ingredient to pantry. That's the ingredient I showed you here, which is a pretty good one. It gives us 2 money and 4 spirit points. And there is a chance that this will get put back in our pantry as the head or the tail. So not bad. Or here 4 money or 1 spirit point. I think in the beginning I would take the free distillery upgrade. So I could look at the upgrades up here and take one of those. I'm just going to take this one here because this one gives us more points when we distill the same alcohol. And I think in the beginning we will do vodka quite often, probably. So let me just put that there. All right. And that is pretty much how one entire round goes. This was the market phase, the distill phase, and the sell phase. And then everything starts from the beginning. Then the next player's turn. This is pretty much how the game works. There's one more thing that's that I would like to mention, and that's the solo mode. So in the solo mode, what you do is you would take these golds and put them in this barrel shape. So this would be a row of A's, C's, then we would have 4 B's, and then at the bottom all C's again, and there too, like that. And What we would do then is we have that marker here, and during the course of the game, we would start down here and have 2 goals, and we would have to reach one of these goals at least. Let's say we would sell a spirit with at least 2 water, then we put a coin on there to know that we did that, and then we can turn around the next cards that are adjacent to that card. And then round for round we could move up and finish up these goals, because in a solo game we need to finish 1 goal from every row within the few rounds that we are playing. So that's 7 rounds like in the regular multiplayer game, and also we need to have as many spirit points as indicated by the A and B markers. So that's 10 points here, for example, and 75 points there. Let's say if we reach these goals, so we would have to get 85 spirit points and also have 1 goal of every row here. And that is a pretty cool mechanic, because you can play the game however you want to. And that is pretty much Distilled in a nutshell. So, do I like the game? I certainly do. Let's start with the positives. The game is incredibly thematic, even more so than other games revolving around alcohol. Distilling alcohol is the central theme and the main process you do beside upgrading your distillery, as I showed you here, and getting the right ingredients for the different alcohols you're producing. Also, the game really nails the process of distilling alcohol and all of that in a board game. So, for example, you discard specific ingredients, you reuse in later distilling processes, and the rest is used up, just like I showed you, which pictures the removal of the head and the tail in the real distilling process. I think that is done quite cleverly. I also like the mechanics of having to acquire ingredients, not only for the current batch of alcohol, but also for future batches. So you can also already purchase things from the market you might need in later batches. And this is pretty interesting, and that combined with an upgraded distillery and different kinds of alcohol make this game where all mechanics are closely connected to each other. Really great concept. And the solo mode is also really well done. The game hardly changes and there's almost no additional overhead, but the mode adds some further goals that are quite challenging. Then again, the player can choose which goals to pursue, aligning them with their tactics. This is really well done. But there's also some constructive feedback as usual. Unfortunately, I could only play the game on the tabletop simulator here. While the simulator isn't bad, it would have been great to have a physical copy, because I believe that the game takes quite some time to assemble and to take down, but I can't say that for certain. This is especially important for the solo mode, since the solo experience should be assembled quickly, and I'm not sure how long all of that takes to set up. The game first is a bit complex regarding the rules and does take some time to explain. As soon as you know the rules, it's not too hard though. This is why it's not a family game in my opinion. This is not a negative per se, but you probably won't be able to play this with everyone. Also, I can't say anything regarding the components yet. We will see that in the Kickstarter campaign. But all in all, I really enjoyed my time with the game. Not having seen the physical components, I could recommend the game if you like the theme and you could see yourself playing the solo or with other people that could enjoy this theme as well. It's not a game for everyone, but for the right people, I think this is a really wonderful game. I will probably get this since I'm quite certain I would enjoy the solo mode quite a bit. And that should be my Kickstarter preview for Distilled. If you're still watching, thank you very much for sticking to the very end, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, take care everyone. Bye bye.